Good morning, Taurus. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Taurus, this is going to be your August 2024 read. This will be for your sun, your moon, and your rising. Cross watcher, if that's you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, always discern the messages accordingly. If you're here, you know the drill. Different location. I know the lighting isn't the best. The sun was out, it was perfect, and then it went in. It's a little cloudy, so, you know, the videos are the videos themselves. Like, I'm not sitting in a studio. Don't want to sit in a studio. I would go bonkers. I feel like the natural element here is much better, even though the lighting is kind of foggy looking. So, oh well, it is what it is, right? So Taurus, with that, let's jump into your read. We're going to see what's going on in August for you. Oh, and a quick thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented, and to those of you who've booked personal readings, thank you very much. I appreciate your love and support, those who have donated to the channel as well. And then if you are interested in personal reads, those are open and available. Description box below, about section of the page. Email is down below. 1:11 on the clock. I don't know why I just stopped. I've been having that like stop and go kind of energy this morning. I don't know. All right, Taurus, what the hell is going on? Is really what I want to say. Your readings, I never know. They could be really good. They could be really like, what the hell is happening here? It's always a mixed spirit. Like, okay, hold on. Things are falling everywhere. I am going to reshuffle these. Taurus, I feel like your energy, yeah, there's some scattered energy here happening. I'm not... I won't say that I'm surprised by this, but oh, Taurus. I don't know what group of Tauruses I'm tapping into. Immediately, I just did Gemini's reading. Major energy shift. Some of you may be getting information, communication from a passed over loved one. 222 on the clock. Some of these messages, Taurus, and I'm going to say this is probably going to be a Taurus and a cross watcher read. They are taking a very heavy look at either you or somebody that you're dealing with. I'm hearing rectification of the boundaries that they failed to provide. Taurus, this is going to be a specific message. I don't think that the boundary that they're talking about is this passed over loved one. I think that this boundary pertains to somebody that you're dealing with. I'm going to put it this way. They're not happy. They're not happy with what they're seeing from the other side. They're not happy with words and actions. There's a discontent. If someone has failed to act in integrity, there's a problem, is really what I'm going to say to you. And I'm going to say this too. I feel like this video is going to be, like, the energy has shifted to a seriousness, Taurus. Somebody made a comment, and I don't know, you might have listened to the other, like, short 10-minute video I put out the other day. As I say this, choices and loyalty come up. They said about me that I did a lot of talking. If I stop and put these cards down, I want to make it very clear. And this is just in case you don't know, right? Like, this isn't like an ass whooping. This is intuitive. I'm an intuitive reader more than I use the cards for readings. They do help. But when I go off on these little, like, rumbles of quote, talking, it's the spiritual messages that are taking over via spirit versus looking at cards that are on cardstock. Okay, so I really think that's important that you know that. Just, again, clarifying someone else's comments the other day. But Taurus, there's a decision here. You're coming upon a precipice of major change. This is going to be in relation to some kind of partnership in your life that you are either going to step up and step out of a very, Spirit saying, unhealthy situation that has lacked integrity and truth, or you are going to continue on a cycle. This is the crossroads. This is where the crossroads is happening. It's like, what are you going to be loyal to? Do you remain loyal to something that's not been loyal to you? They could have used you, abused you, you know. This is something where you're really have to wake up. You know, and I've talked about Mercury retrograde being a time where, you know, this, at least moving into this Mercury retrograde, if I could talk for the love of Jesus, like, it's in full swing. I've said it a lot in the Scorpio videos and the collective readings that Mercury retrograde back in the spring around eclipse season, right? It brought in that shadow aspect to Mercury, and things got goofy, and eclipse season was not for the faint at heart. And then it was like that energy just continued to linger throughout, you know, April. Obviously April was that time frame, but May, June, July, and now here we are in August, right? So this Mercury retrograde, I feel like is coming to clear up the shit that we may have gotten into that we just kind of let slide. And it's going to force some bigger changes that maybe you thought even 6 months ago you would never make. It's like, oh, we'll just let it roll, we'll let it roll, we'll let it roll. You can't let this roll anymore. I really will say to you, I think we have another Mercury retrograde at the very end of this year. Your life is not going to look the same. Some of you may be moving. There's some kind of movement around that. I would say that this move takes place between this Mercury retrograde and the end of the year. Spirit, you can't fake a happy home. 7:17 on the clock. I've seen that for Scorpio. You might be dealing with a Scorpio. You can't fake a happy home. You can only put on a facade of things for so long until it starts to show the cracks. The foundational shit is starting to show that things are not as they seem. Things were not as they appeared to you to be. And there's truth. Like, oh God, I got the chills. There is a truth that's coming out in this. And I do think that maybe some forced changes that feel like they are beyond your control, or even epiphanies, realizations that you're having, Taurus, they're being forced in by a person who is on the other side. For some of you, this could be a grandparent figure. Some of you, this may be an old friend that passed early in life as well. So they've always watched over you. They've always protected you in the living. And now on the other side, they have watched someone potentially take advantage of you, and enough is enough. And you may feel like your world is crashing to an end, or coming into a crashing end. But this may be a massive emotional letdown of facts and realizations. You know, it's like you've played with a commitment of some kind. So whether this is work-related, friend-related, family-related, relationship-related, there's an emotional 444 here. You got a lot of numbers coming up, Taurus. There was a lot of emotional commitment to this, or there was an emotional investment into this that I'll give it its time, right? Like, I don't want to not give it an opportunity. How far did you dig into that, quote, opportunity? How much did you put into something to potentially the point of self-sacrifice? There's a big issue around that. And I'm going to tell you, Taurus, I'm making a trigger warning here. This has to do with your ability to see your own value. You may be very doubtful of yourself. You refusing to believe that you on your own are worthy and good enough of something. This is letting shit slide and having your boundaries crossed. Spirit, for the sake of falsified love. Thank you, Spirit. Self-worth issues, self-confidence issues. Some of you may have, issues around your appearance, the way you look, going, no one else, this person gives me time and attention and love that I feel like I've never had. They could be love bombing you. And they make me feel like I'm the most beautiful thing or handsome thing that's ever walked this earth. No one else has ever seen me like that. No one else ever will, so it's settling. Taurus, you will not meet somebody who thinks you're the most beautiful thing or the most handsome thing until you believe you are the most beautiful and or handsome thing. You're attracting desperate energies into your existence. And I'm going to say the last 2 years, it's heavy on the 2-year mark. Spirit, correct me, I stand corrected, 2 to 4. The last 2 to 4 years, there's been that desperate energy. So maybe for the last 2 to 4 years, you've, kept a certain job, engaged with a certain family member, remained in a partnership, relationship with someone who you believed that's the only person or only situation that would ever see you in the way you've always wanted to be seen. I think for some of you, you let some other people, I think, that tested your patience in the past prior to this situation, call them missed opportunities. But they were a challenge for you in a positive way, and you took the easy route with this person who decided to love bomb or flatter you or promise you golden opportunities and the sun and the stars, only to find out that they're just garbage. It was all a big fucking lie. Honesty, emotional honesty. It's getting emotionally honest with yourself here, Taurus. I keep hearing from Spirit, things coming to light, things coming to light, things coming to light. I say it all the time. Once you see something, you can't unsee it. Once you acknowledge something, you can't unknow it. And I do think that these moments, these forced changes, these moments are coming into you and for you to make you aware. And it's not something you're super comfortable with right now. But it's kind of like you feel like you've let yourself down because somebody else is letting you down. You're really taking on their energy, trapped, feeling stuck to this situation. You're taking on their energy, and it's like you don't know whether to engage or to have a profound conversation of truth with this person. You don't know whether to engage or to protect yourself right now. It's like when our trust is broken in something, we don't know how to, we become defenseless. We feel like that wounded bird, right? We don't know what to do. That's kind of where I feel like you are. But in the midst of this, you may not be speaking. You may not be showing this awareness that you're having, but it's there. And it's internal, and it's an awareness of your emotions. And I'm going to tell you that for every epiphany that you're having, it's a win. It's a victory. I feel like it's important to let you know that there's a win in that, because you need to start to have that clarity. And again, this Mercury retrograde period there's going to be some illusions that are broken up. Falsified belief systems, whatever, they're going to be broken up. You're going to start to see clearly the things that you have played with, stayed in touch with, committed to. They've got you stuck. And I'm going to tell you guys, like, this is going to be in so many different ways for all of you. Whether this is work and an income that you're feeling tied to, whether this is a home, whether this is a person that you've married, a family who, you're blood with, so it's like, oh, but that's family, which is the biggest bullshit line I've ever heard in my life, by the way. Whether this is health-wise, I'm going to say, like, I'm, PG here, but We're all adults. Like, this person could have given you some kind of, and I never say things like this, it's so weird, could have given you some kind of illness. So you got to be very, very mindful of the people that you're dealing with. This person could like to drink. Spirit is also showing me pills. They could have addiction and toxicity issues. There could be people around them that are very loud and obnoxious, that feel like they need to be a part of, it's like a third party, third wheel. Like, if you're in a partnership, you can't go out with that person being involved somehow. For others, third wheel work-wise, like every time you try to sit down and have a conversation with your boss about the situations that you're not happy with, that one person has to show up and kind of interfere and interrupt. There's a lot, Taurus. There's a lot happening here. The moon, like, these illusions, and there's the honesty, the illusions, I just said it, are coming to the surface. Like, the illusions are being broken up during the month of August for you. What else does Taurus need to know? What else is going on in their energy at this time? I have 3 cards on the table, and we are 16 minutes into this. I mean, these messages, they're all spiritual, and here they come, right? This is the High Priestess of Spirit. This is about loving yourself. This is about the clarity around what love even means to you, you know? So if you've got, you like, I'm going to say, you love your job, but you don't like the company you work for. But God, they pay you good. Well, they do, because they know that nobody else would stick around if they didn't do something to rectify the shitty work environment, right? If you're dealing with somebody, you could have fallen head over heels in love with them. And perhaps, this person was breadcrumbing you the whole time. And now you're waking up to this idea that you have been bullshitted and buffaloed this whole time. And now you're seeing the truth of what love actually means to you. And being loved does not mean being breadcrumbed. For others of you, this is not going to be for all of you, obviously. There's something that's coming into your life. Now, as a mother, I think to myself, when my heart expanded the most, that was when I became a mother, right? Like, when we become parents, so this could be tied to children. It doesn't have to be a newborn. But our heart lives with our children. There is something growing here, which I can't help but go, maybe some of you are pregnant, getting ready to have a child. Your perception around what love means, what unconditional love is starting to change. There is something new that is being birthed into your life in some form or another that is making you and helping you have this realization. Some of you with that passed over loved one could have recently lost somebody in the past year or so. With every death there is a birth. Here you go. Here's your epiphany. Here's your realization. Here's your aha moment. Shit's getting real, Taurus. Shit is getting very real. I do want to clarify this High Priestess of Spirit, though. 7-7. This person could have taken advantage of your money, too. Like, your generosity, your kindness. What is this? Temperance. This is healing. You're juggling I just said about your money. They could have been around for money. There's the 5 of Pentacles. They could have taken from you. Here's the thing. You're juggling the material realm, and you're juggling your emotions. Because it's like, the tangible is what we have in front of us, right? What we can touch, feel, taste, see. Spirit and smell. Yes, and smell. And for some people, Spirit is saying that the smell you may be picking up on smells of the person who's passed. So if they wore a particular cologne or perfume, if they cooked a certain meal that you looked forward to, it's like, eating grandma's lasagna kind of thing. Like, all of a sudden you may be picking up on specific smells attached to the person who's passed away. But in the middle of this, dealing with the emotional influx and the tangible influx of, it's both sides of the coin. How this makes you feel versus a tangible of what you can see, taste, touch, feel, whatever. How do I let these things go to find this healing? It's like, you have to understand, Taurus, you cannot have it both ways. If you're going to heal Sag energy, and it might take you to the end of the year, there are things that are going to have to be let go. If you're juggling too much, you can't do both. That this is too much because it's going to cause you loss lack. Four of Cups, you're discontent. You're seeing this as a loss of this person, this situation, this job. What you're not realizing is on the other side of this, when you fight letting go, you're missing a golden opportunity again. And I'm going to say again, because we go back to that 2 to 4 year period, Taurus, where people that were, I think, genuinely had your back, they got let go because they pushed you to do better. They triggered your insecurities of yourself. And then this other situation comes in, job, person, whatever, that goes, oh, here's the world, I'm just going to give it all to you. They're a smooth talker. They got you wrapped up. So now you're so used to and attached to this person, place, thing, you can't see a way forward without them. Never thought a spirit, oh God, to my gut, never thought you would be in this position. You may have spent time in Taurus. I'm not saying you're judgmental, but you could have judged situations of friends or people that you knew that were in a position going, that would never happen to me. That could never happen to me. And you're finding yourself heading towards that very thing. There's a lesson in this as well, Taurus. This is multifaceted. That don't ever say it couldn't happen to you, because it can. It could. Nothing is necessarily impossible, good or bad. What is this? High Priestess of Spirit? Temperance. Knight of Wands. Star. To me, this is like this rushing in to save a situation. King of Cups. I'm really kind of seeing that King of Cups in a negative sense with that Knight of Wands, because the King of Cups doesn't have to rush in to save anything. He's emotionally balanced. He knows when he has to make a decision. So to me, that Knight of Wands and this King of Cups is saying this is an impulsive, emotional decision. Sometimes when people think that they're losing in a situation, they come flying in really quick going, oh, here, let me do this, let me take care of that, trying to get themselves out of the doghouse. That's really how this feels to me, because the King of Cups doesn't need to be in the Knight of Wands energy. Nine of Wands. In the reverse, in the Chariot, there may be a point. There's the Chariot, the Sun, and the Three of Swords. Seven of Wands, Queen of Cups. I told you that mothering, nurturing energy, right? There's that Queen of Cups. Leo, Cancer. I'm going to lay claim here, Taurus, to Leo, Cancer, or Cancer, Leo season in order. Is the point where the heartbreak starts to really come in full circle, where you're starting to recognize the problems at hand here. And I'm going to tell you too, there may be some sort of medical emergency as well. This may also make you question, not even question, but realize like how important time is. How valuable life is. Not saying you didn't know, but there's a extra emphasis being put on it. And then you have to really go, this is not. If this is going to lead to heartbreak and pain and stress and suffering, this is not the way I want to live my life. You're on the verge, I should say. You're on the verge of bringing something to a close here for Taurus. And I pray to God, like whatever this medical emergency is, Taurus, your messages sometimes are too much. Number 2, into Karana, crossing the Rainbow Bridge. Resurrection coming full circle. I just want to go, do unto others as you'd have done unto you. If this person you're tied to, and what lies under the deck is it negative? Or energy attachments, number 13, which is essentially the death card. energy exchange, negative influence, self-sabotage. Taurus, what goes around comes around. Year of karma. You can't make it up. Saturn's got everything to do with it too, in part. Something is coming back around, and you are realizing that the only thing you want at this point is peace. You've had enough of whatever this is. It's either peace or nothing at all. 6, celestial channel. Staying neutral is what sticks out to me here. You may have been, this person, this situation, this job may have had you in conflict with other people as a result of its, spirit saying, energy polarity. And now you're realizing you never should have been involved in it to begin with. Maybe it was a project, maybe it was a situation, maybe they had you trying to put out fires that weren't yours to put out. This is you starting to take a step back from that. Going, I don't want to be involved. What is the advice for Taurus? Taurus, you got a big freaking month coming. Like, this is going to be a long month for you of really dealing with the emotional aspects. You will meet, if this is a love situation or even a work situation, it doesn't matter. I said earlier, like, you may have seen this person as the only one, or this was the only job, or this was the only family member that maybe for a year and a difficult part of your life was there for you. But now they're showing another side to them. There are other people, other ways. Like, you will get back out there. You will live again. You will, you can discover joy. It just may not be with this person and or job or situation or whatever it might be. Parking lot and grounding. Those 2 cards I think just came out for Gemini. This is about your stability. And in Taurus, that's where you sit. Someone here has used you. Look at this competition, an enemy, the other woman. I feel like this person always had you looking over your shoulder. Not because of them. Like, it's like they came in going, I'm loyal, I'm protective, and it's somebody else that's out to get you, right? They're mean, they're vicious, they'll get you. Making you feel almost fearful. It's like they brainwashed you to some degree. But you're also realizing, as much as I don't ever really like the runner card, you need to run. As advice, you need to be the runner. You need to get out of this situation. You need to get away from this person or situation, job, whatever. This isn't a fear of intimacy for you. This is the fear of lack of from the past. You need to get out of this situation. Twin flames. This is an addiction, codependency. Listen, this is not, if you got into that whole twin flame craziness, like, this is bullshit. This is codependency. This is toxic. This is not for you. This is emotional block. This is possession. This is control. This is them they're fine-tuning you to live in a way that suits their needs. Plain and simple. And your insecurities, your self-doubt, your disbelief of you. It's accountability here, Taurus. I'm not trying to beat you up, but the second you believe that you are worth more, you attract more. I hope that sinks in a positive way to help you understand there's a deep, deep, deep emotional healing here for you that has to take place. Underlying the deck, a new phase rekindled the phoenix. Renew and growth, changed mind, rise from the ashes. I don't care if you've been married for 20 years. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's okay to leave. This is narcissistic, and I know that word gets thrown out a lot, but when somebody's working from this energy to keep you doing for them, to benefit them without care or concern for you, it is narcissism. It is a form of narcissism. Taurus, you're getting a big lesson in what makes you happy and what you want to have moving forward. And you may be very hurt by the fact that what you thought would be is not. But this is necessary. Okay? That was more than I thought I was going to get into this morning. Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this reading brought some kind of clarity, revelations, realizations, It's always my intent to help you guys decipher things and work through it. I just picked up this deck and it says Soul Family 28, which is a 10. Endings, beginnings. Happy reunions. Support and order from chaos. After everything comes full circle, because you're not going to tolerate it. You shouldn't tolerate it anymore. Like, share, subscribe, comment, guys. Personal reads are open and available. That information, once again, is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. I'm wishing you all the very, very best in August. Take care of yourselves. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.